Thank you, Senator Blumenthal. Senator Sessions, you've been a vocal champion for American workers, especially as we have heard so much about how American workers are being laid off and replaced by cheaper foreign labor imported through some of our visa programs. You've been a co-sponsor of a bill sponsored by me and Senator Durbin that would reform H-1B visa programs by ensuring that qualified American workers are considered for high-skilled job opportunities before those jobs can be offered to foreign nationals. It also would prohibit companies from hiring H-1B employees if they employ more than 50 people and more than 50% of their employees are H-1B or L-1 visa holders. This provision would crack down on outsourcing companies that import large number of H-1B and L-1 workers for short training periods and then send these workers back to their home countries to do the work of U.S. workers. In 2013, you and I seemed to be the lone senators on this committee who fought for U.S. workers. We argued that the Gang of Eight bill that would have increased the number of foreign workers who came in on H-1B visas and actually hurt Americans who were qualified and willing to do those jobs. We said that the bill failed to adequately protect U.S. workers and neglected to hold employers accountable for misusing the H-1B and L visa programs. We tried to provide more protection for U.S. workers. We tried to ensure that no business imported foreign workers before making a good faith effort to hire people at home. We tried to expand the ability for government to audit employers. We offered amendments that were supported by the FFL-CIO. In April 2015, you helped lead 8 other senators in a letter to then Attorney General Holder, Secretary of Homeland Security Johnson, and Secretary of Labor Perez on this issue. Some of those who signed that letter sit on this panel today, for instance, Senator Durbin and Blumenthal. That letter requested that the Obama administration investigate abuse of H-1B visa programs by companies including Southern California Edison, Disney, and IBM that have been laying off American workers and replacing them with H-1B workers, in some cases reportedly making the American workers train their own replacements. The Office of Special Counsel for Immigration-Related Unfair Employment Practices is an office within your department that you will head. That enforces the anti-discrimination provisions of the Immigration and Nationality Act. While the office is designed to protect foreign nationals with employment visas from discrimination, it is also charged with ensuring that American workers are not discriminated against in the workplace. Many U.S. workers advocates believe, for example, that the layoff of American workers and their replacement by cheaper foreign H-1B workers constitutes de facto nationality-based discrimination against American workers. The Obama administration has failed to protect American workers here. Will you, this is my question, will you be more aggressive in investigating the abuses of these visa programs?
Mr. Chairman, you know, I believe this has been an abuse, and I have been pleased to support your legislation and some others too that others have produced that I believe could be helpful. It needs to be addressed. It's simply wrong to think that we're in a totally open world and that any American with a job can be replaced if somebody in the world is willing to take the job for less pay. We have borders, we have a commitment to our citizens, and you have been a champion of that. I've been honored to work with you on it, and thank you for your leadership. I would use such abilities that I have to help address that. I think it also does require legislation like you have offered, you and Senator Durbin. I believe legislation may be necessary to have the kind of reforms that we need.